Hi, my name is Otto. I'm 54 years old and I'm 24 years sober. So that's pretty cool on its own. June 2nd, last year, I retired from my food beverage management career to be an entertainer full-time. Okay? For 10 years I had a little speck on my neck, and in June the little speck grew to like a gumball under my skin. And my chiropractor said, dude, you gotta get that checked out. So I went and got it checked out, and I went to ENT, and he looked in my throat, and he said, wow, you have tonsils. And I'm like, yeah. And he said, well, we should take them out. I'm like, whoa. Then he said, wow, that's a pretty good bump there. And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, do you smoke? And I'm like, no. He said, well, if you smoked, I'd tell you you have cancer. And I started laughing, and he says, what's so funny? I'm like, I just met you, it's 3 minutes away, and you just told me I might have cancer. That's pretty brutal. You do that to everyone? He's like, yeah, I do it all the time. I'm like, whoa, okay. So, I took 3 minutes. Now I'm freaking out like I might have cancer, because this thing is pretty big on my neck. Okay, so, my sister died of lung cancer, and a good friend of mine died of esophagus cancer. So, while that happened, I casually studied cancer, and I knew a little bit about it, okay? So then I went to get a biopsy, and my tumor was 3.3 centimeters. A gumball, a quarter is 2.8. So, a little bit bigger than a quarter here on my neck. Okay? Ooh, head and neck cancer. Super scary. So they took 12 samples, and then it took 6 days to get the biopsy results. So then July 2nd, 30 days after I retired, the ENT called, the guy who wanted to cut my tonsils out, and he says, yeah, Otto, you do have cancer. Squamous cell carcinoma. It's the #2 type of cancer worldwide. It's a type of skin cancer. You just don't hear about it because it's not boobs or balls. No, for real. Okay.
Might be right. Okay.
So then he said, now, you probably won't hear anything that I tell you because I just told you you have cancer. But here goes. And then he just went like Charlie Brown's teacher. And at the end he says, you get that? Like, nope, not a word. He says, okay, well the hospital will call and get you set up. Click. 30 seconds later, the hospital calls. Okay, we're ready for you. Monday for your operation. I'm like, what operation? The operation the doctor just told you. I'm like, no way, cancel that. Click. Okay, so, supposed to be 3 days after that, he was supposed to operate on me. So luckily, sitting right across the table was my super friend. And I said, well, look, I do have cancer. I do have cancer. Dang. So I walked to the computer and I Googled cure for cancer. Like any idiot would. And the top 10 hits weren't medicine. It was all food. I'm like, whoa, all food. Kind of new because my sister and my buddy. And now it's on me. So now I really want to know. And I'm retired. I don't have a job. So I can research the shit out of this. So the top 10 hits for food. Welcome to the Cancer Show. I'm doing my cancer talk, and then we'll get to the open mic. Okay? Stop and edit all out. All the interruptions will be edited out. So walk to the computer, Google cure for cancer, bam. It's all food. Then I called my regular doctor, and I said, hey, they just told me I have cancer. They want to operate on me in a couple of days, so I want to get a second opinion. And he says, what do you want to get a second opinion for? Right? So I said to myself, well, this guy's fired. Right? Hell yeah. Okay. So then, right back to the internet, and I found the cure for cancer, instantly changed my diet. And it's alkaline diet, okay? There's two kinds of foods, and to make it easy, there's alkaline food and acidic food. And alkaline food is broccoli and cucumbers and the stuff in that stew back there. And acidic food is coffee and Sweet and Low and donuts and McDonald's.
Oh, yes!
Yeah! That good stuff. Okay? So then I'm thinking, man, I can eat my way out of this. Because what you put in your body is what grows on you. And cancer is just some crazy cells that said, we're going to grow like motherfuckers, and we're all you. Okay, so I said to myself, I can eat my way out of this. I had a broken neck that they wanted to operate on me and make me Frankenstein, and I used water and traction to cure my broken neck. So I'm pretty happy, positive vibes about my own body fixing myself. Okay, and cancer feeds on poison. Stress is a poison. And stress is what made my little speck on my neck into the gumball that got me into talking to the cancer industry. Alright, so it took 13 days to get to my referral. Okay? But that was okay with me because that was no doctors. I didn't have to talk to any doctors for more days, okay? So I went to the oncologist, the chemo guy, and he backed up the ENT. Oh yeah, you need this, you need that, we're going to cut your tonsils out. He said get a PET scan. That's the tell-all of all cancer tests. Okay? The PET scan was scheduled for July 23rd. And this whole adventure started on the 2nd. So the PET scan is nuclear fluid, goes in, attaches to cancer, they put you in this crazy machine and it lights up, and that shows you where your cancer is. Definitely, okay? All right, so by test day, because when they told me I had cancer, I switched my diet July 2nd. So by test day, 19 days later, the food and vitamins had the tumor shrunk to almost half, okay? I felt better than I had in 30 years, and I lost 12 pounds of food, pounds I could never lose, and I kicked a coffee and sugar habit 25 years in 3 days. Okay, on food and vitamins. It's crazy. It's insane. Okay, so then July 23rd comes, the PET scan. I asked the guy, any side effects? And he's like, nope. I'm like, okay. Well, I didn't research this PET scan enough. One guy I met told me, hey, research it really well first before you sign up. So they put this nuclear stuff in you, and they sit you in a room for a while and let it go through you. And then you go in the PET scan machine. Takes about 3 hours. It's $9,000.
Nice.
Okay. Bam. Okay, so I'm walking out of the PET scan place. I said, do I sign out? And the lady said, no, you have health insurance. They're going to get your money. That's all they want. Ding, second round, okay? I'm like, yeah, that's who I know. Okay. But I'm on my life partner's health insurance, so I told her when the whole thing started, I'll take all the tests because I do want to know what I have, but I probably won't let them touch me. So I just got walking out of the PET scan. So on the way home, my neck felt like it was boiling. I'm like, whoa, what the hell's going on? So when I got to a stop sign, I turned the mirror down, and my tumor, which was smaller, started out as a gumball, then I got it smaller. My tumor was as big as a computer mouse under my skin in 3 hours from the PET scan machine. Man, Super, you saw it.
Yeah.
Remember? He said, dude, I hate to tell you this, but that thing is huge. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Okay, so when I got home, I was really sick. I felt like I had the flu. I could feel that stuff crawling in me. So I got on the manufacturer's website and looked up the stuff. And it's super radioactive poison. So my cancer, it fed my tumor like steroids, and blam, there was my tumor, huge. I was pissed these guys poisoned me. So do you know what a half-life scale is? How strong something is? Like you take a shot of whiskey, an hour later it's 90%, 2 hours later 40%, blah, blah, blah. So the half-life scale on the stuff they put in me, the last hour was 440 hours, which is 18 days. My God damn, this shit's gonna be in me for 18 days. And it made my tumor 20 times bigger. The adventure continues. So 4 days later, I see the radiologist, and he's gonna tell me the cancer industry's plan of attack on me, okay? Because I took all the tests, I saw all the doctors, and he's gonna explain it to me. So when I saw him, he goes, wow, that's a big tumor. And I said, your machine made it this big. And he said, impossible. He said it veined out. He said a vein found it and made it big. I'm like, okay, whatever you say. I was the best patient ever. Whatever you say, doc, you're the man. You guys know it all. So, okay. So I told him that, that I was making the tumor smaller by myself before the machine hit it. He said that was impossible too. So there's a cancer poster on the wall. The stage of cancer poster, which I think is a scam. And that's me thinking. Okay. So I said, there's the poster, doc. What stage am I? And he said, you're stage 4 with no spread. I'm like, okay, no spread, no problem. That's all I need to hear. Okay. Stage 4, that's it. You're a goner. You know, by the public brainwashing of the Cancer Society. Okay. So, okay, all right. So he said, my cancer was super aggressive because it got that big so quick, and their plan was going to be aggressive too. I said, okay, whatever you say, doc, I'm ready to go. So first, before anything happened, they were going to put a feeding tube in me because the radiation was going to take my swallowing away. So there goes my food. Then it was going to be a bag of clear shit from Eli Lilly, hooked up to a tube. Yeah, no chance of infection there, right? And I'm feeling good because I'm, you know, on this new diet. Okay, whatever you say. Then he said, okay, now you got to go to the dentist and get a fluoride treatment. He wants to poison me off-site. Then he said, I got to get a mouth guard made for my teeth because when I get radiation, my fillings are going to boil out of my teeth. And he said my saliva glands will probably be burned out, so I have to have a cup of water for the rest of my life in my hand. And then my voice might change or be lost. Okay. All right. All in a matter of weeks. Okay. He said he was going to radiate me for 8 weeks, and then the chemo guy was going to get me for 7. And then he said, you're going to barely be alive while we treat you. And I said, this healthy soul is going to barely be alive in a matter of weeks. And he said, yeah, that's the way it is. I said, okay, whatever you say, doc. Okay. All right, so August 1st, I decided, no, I'm going to do my own thing. So I called, went to see the doctor, said, okay, guys, got them all together. Said, I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to fire you. Not, you're not going to help me. And they're not allowed to talk about food and vitamins. And I know that. So they said, well, what are you going to do? And I told them, voodoo, and turned around and walked out. It was awesome. I wish I had that on tape.
You do now.
Yeah. Okay, so they were going to have me for 15 weeks. So I said to Heather, my friend, I'm going to do my own thing for 15 weeks. We know what they just said, and we're going to see how I feel in 15 weeks, which is mid-December. Okay? So then they called a couple weeks later and tried to scare us, and they said he's making a tragic mistake. By December, his tumor is going to be as big as a grapefruit. And by January, today, my soul, and from chest up, is going to completely be ridden with cancer, and February, lights out. So, gotta hurry up. Okay? So, mid-December, I sent him a picture of when he saw me, and now, you know, or mid-December then. Said, remember, Doc, the tumor, the grapefruit, where is it? So, he called me, and here's what he said. Hey, I saw the picture. How do you feel? I said, fantastic, kicking ass. And he said, what kind of test would you like? I said, I don't want any test. He said, okay. Well, when you need another test, give me a call. Not how'd you do it, not keep doing it. Just if you want a test, give me a call. So then, my dad was on my case about getting a test because he thought it went away but spread. So CT scan is less invasive, so I thought about getting one of those. But that's radioactive iodine, and I'm allergic to iodine, so that was totally out. Okay. So 3.4 to 3% of CT scans cause cancer. Okay, so I already have a little cancer, don't need more. All right. Sorry, I'm freaking out here. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing my cancer talk real quick.
What?
You don't know. Don't worry, we'll edit it out. Go back there, someone quietly tell them what's happening. Okay, so I didn't take the CT scan, and now it's January, and I have basically no cancer symptoms. I feel fantastic. I feel like I won. I have no pain. My cancer is barely visible. You guys can't see it. So I feel like I'm 19 years old again. And how? Food and vitamins, positive thinking, positive vibes, love and laughter. Okay. So the food is alkaline. I'm just going to keep it real basic. Not going to fill you up with specific crap. Food is alkaline food. I drink this juice. It's carrots and apple juice. Carrot with me all the time. And I'm on a 70-year-old program called the Gerson program. And the AMA called him witch doctor, and he saved my life. So this is old stuff. I didn't think of it my own. The vitamins specifically I'm on are D3 and B17. D3 is what the sun gives you. You see those lines in the sky? When you look up, well, they're blocking out the sun. They don't want you to have D3, so I'm getting a whole bunch of D3. I'm also eating B17, which they took off the market in 1980, because that's really good for you too. And those two are like a cancer wall of fame. So those two together. And the B3 I get from apricot seeds. So I take 10 apricot seeds a day and 20,000 units of D3. What's the recommended daily amount? 100. So, okay. Then I take a bunch of other crap. I just looked it all up. If it was free or low cost, I'd try it. Okay. So there's no retest for me. I did get a comprehensive blood panel test. Okay, so I wanted to really know what I did with myself with my diet. Test like 80 parameters. So it came back very good, no red flags. My gallbladder might not be working quite as well as it should be. I can cure that with beets. And the gallbladder problems come from resentment. And I was resentful that I had cancer. And I was shitty. And you cure resentment with acceptance. I'm working on that. Except that I am cancer-free. I had cancer last year. So my immune system is a bit low, and elderberry and magnesium will fix that. I'm slightly hypoglycemic from my 30-year career of sugar, 4 pounds a week in the coffee alone. My liver's good, so all systems go. Anybody have a question? Nothing specific? Okay.
Where'd you get the balls, man?
Okay, another guy said that to me.
Fucking doctors.
Well, here's the deal. I believed I could do it myself. Because when you believe the doctor's going to fix you, what if he's on vacation? I got myself in my own hands. And I believe in my own hands. And I believe that what you believe in fills your soul up with goodness or hate. So, goodness. I also went public with it. and I got all kinds of leads. Hey, did you check this out? Hey, did you check that out? No, I didn't. And I checked it all out. So all the help from the public and all the good vibes when people read my stupid blog and they think, hey, Otto's a cool guy. Boom, I feel it right away at home. And all that good stuff has chased this cancer away. Yeah. Question, yes?
How long are you going to be on that diet? You going to do that?
Forever.
You do that for
Yeah, the first thing I said, I'm 54 years old and 24 years sober. Can't drink anymore. Alcohol will kill me. So I know what cancer in certain foods, can't eat those foods anymore. Easy deal. Alcoholic cancer guy. Hilarious. But they were going to kill me, they told me it was going to be that close. So how anyone can survive cancer treatment means they're bad motherfuckers. No, they are. Because they could, you know, I believed I could do it and I did it. So someone else might try what I've done and not believe enough, and it might not work for them. But it worked for me. I'm no doctor. I can't specifically tell you what to do. But Thursday on my blog, I'll have a shitload of links. So if you want to go to my blog, it's otto/ding.blogspot.com. Ding, you're laughing? I have a bell in my act. Ding, okay, you guys know, okay. Otto Ding Blogspot. Thursday, I'll have a whole bunch of links to get you to the alkaline diet and the movies to watch about the FDA, you know, the FDA and all that crap. And then you can see how I did it, if you feel like it. But if you, I'm just here, I know I kind of train wrecked and it wasn't very smooth. Like I said, you guys are my guinea pigs. It's my first time trying this. I can feel the energy. I get goosebumps when I feel up, and they're popping right now. They're James now. All right. Any other questions? Okay. Before I thought I was going to end this talk with this sentence because I thought this was going to happen. I said, when I go back to see the doctors, I'm going to bring Pampers. Because they're going to shit their pants. All right, thank you very much. Let's kill some cancer tonight with some laughter, love, and applause. Yes. Thank you very much. Okay, we're going to start our open mic. We're going to have a little pause in the action here so I can get everybody on the list, and we'll get to the open mic right away, okay? So stick around. Thanks a lot. I really feel great. Yeah, those guys are coming. It's all like this.
We're going to hit the tin roof and then we'll be back. Are you going? Okay, it's down. Okay, we already told him we would open for him, so we'll just switch in places. So we'll see.